You know, it's October the 3rd. I was sitting here. It's about 12 midnight, fixed to be the 4th. And I just flipped on the radio here, and this is how kind of my life works. Listen to this. The listeners are a huge part. The advertisers make the program available to you as well. So please keep that in mind as you listen to those that support and make this program possible. But I've got to wrap up here and take a break. You're listening to Conservative Not Bitter Talk. I'm your host, Todd Huff. Thank you. Well, he had already finished up. He was talking about how he got started on his little journey there broadcasting. And this is going to be seen only by whoever sees it. And that's kind of about the way that this whole thing is coming together. I realized something here as I ponder. Oh, by the way, who you're looking at there is Ramblin' Randy. That's me. And I enjoy doing this, what I'm doing right here now. I enjoy sharing with people what's on my mind. And by God, we have got a lot. I've got quite a bit on my mind that I'd like to share with you. And with that burning desire to reach out and see if anybody else on hell's here on the blue planet is noticing that we've got some quite disturbing activity taking place up there around D.C. and beyond. Now, this is going to be a little long. I just want to brief you right now because I'm sitting here in the recliner. I got this special mic here that Joe Roop told me to buy. Joe, thank you very much. I'm enjoying this. And for the last 10 years, I have been, by the way, I'm from a little town in East Texas called Kilgore, Texas. That's it right there. That's a replica, or actually those derricks, they took them all down. This Bull Run lady took them down, said they was ugly. They wasn't damn ugly. But anyway, that's the world's richest acre right there in Kilgore, Texas, my hometown. And hell of a place to come from. And there's some pictures of some derricks. But anyway, with all that said, just give you a little bit of background. Most of the people that's listening to this know me. They know that all this stuff, but I'm just making a recording. This is probably the way this whole damn thing's going to pan out, is I'm just going to sit here and talk and you can listen. And I'm going to tell you something right now. It is as bizarre as that sounds, that you could sit right there and all that you had to do is listen and follow some very, very simple, slapstick, silly, easy little things to do that I'm asking and damn near, well, begging to help save this country. And if you do that, I'm going to tell you something. I'll make a real bold statement. If you really follow my suggestions and really get fired up, you can achieve any level of retirement, if you will, in about 1 year. And that's about all we got left, because November the 8th, I believe it is, of 2020, we've got an election coming. And I have figured out that the only time people are going to do something is when it's damn near the last thing that they can do to save their ass, or there's something in it for them. We're going to make something. Well, we hadn't got time to sit here and decide on whether or not you can, you're comfortable with, that you know for damn sure that something terrible is up. If you can't look up outside and see that I didn't grow up with the whole damn sky looking like a checkerboard and everybody saying that's just the damn wind. Or, you know, well, there is so much going on that it would take a blind, drunk sailor on leave in Hong Kong not to be able to see this. Now, what in the hell is wrong with everybody? Now, this right here that I'm doing now, really, I don't care how long ago. And if you're listening to this, you might pause it when you fall asleep or something. But this is just the way the cabbage. Now, if you want to get out my way, you're going to have to listen. That's what you're going to have to do. It'll be fun. And it will be damn sure rewarding. And listen to me closely. The reason I'm doing this is because I love this country. The only way that this can be done is you have to take the attention of the target, in this case the sheeple, off the whatever they have been conditioned to focus on, and into a direction that is beneficial to us all, that makes them what you'll call money. You know, they've been using this damn media on us. Started way back here. Where I'm sitting, I came back to Kilgore, Texas to launch this project. That's how damn serious I am about this. This is where I got my original start. I went into the oil business. I sure did. And what a journey that was. What a damn journey that was. And it led off into a life experience that has amalgamated, if you will, into this montage of this one single project right here that I'm talking about. This very project right here is a composition of my entire life, good, bad, and indifferent. But I can assure you what I've realized after climbing life's ladder to the 66th rung, an old hippie from East Texas, what I've realized is that I've been damn sure at the mountaintop. Sure as hell been at the mountaintop. And I've damn sure been in the valley. And everywhere in between. But I realized that after a while, the way I got to those mountaintops was because I really wasn't qualified, still not really, to do anything. But I started an oil company just thinking about it. Just thinking about it. Next thing you know, there's a damn oil company going on. Good sized one. And got out of that deal and quit thinking about it. And started some other things. Got off into a networking deal. And it just went straight parabolic. Quit thinking about it, fizzled, and went on down the road. But I noticed here in the last 10 years, 15 years, I realized that, man, you know, how did you pull all that off? And I realized I was thinking about it. Seriously. That's what I want to show everybody here, to tell everyone, to show them how, where attention goes, energy flows. And that's the seed of manifestation. See that picture in front of us? There was a lot of attention, focused, coherent attention by everyone in our country back then. And you mix that focused attention with emotion, and you've got yourself a very, very powerful, formidable foe. And that's what they realized that they could do. They started understanding how to get the masses to look at the shiny object. And it all started back there at the Great Generation. They started setting the hook. Well, they changed prior to all that, they had the bankers that tried to come in. I'm telling you this story so you'll have a foundation of where I'm coming from. And I'm giving this all to the world. Yep. So, back in 1913, Woodrow Wilson rolled on the whole country and let the bankers back in from England. Started with the Battle of Waterloo. Rothschild family. And so, as things come forward, the Great Generation, you know, the pride in America, we didn't realize that we were fighting battles really on their behalf, because at the end of the day, as of today, they don't really give a shit about us. They're not nation honor or loyal to any nation. Bankers, global bankers, it's they're seeking, just like this crazy shit stuff you hear. They're seeking one world ability to manage. What they call it, one world order. That's typical. If you stop and really give a fair shake to the upright Homo sapien, everybody's trying to get a little bit more, even though they got damn near everything right now. So that doesn't shock me, that part there. Excuse me. What really bothers me is the degree of unethics, immoral, downright evil methods that have been not only utilized but formed into a strategic strategy to be used, and they form these little gangs. Since back in day one, and they get little symbols and things like this Illuminati horse shit. It's just a big gang, and they've got these horns with goat head and various things like that. And people see that, and then there's a story behind it. So yeah, it does have energy. It does have spirit. If you give it to it, if you don't think about it, hell, you'd never know what it was if you're a dumbass. And so better be a dumbass in that case, or you're buying into that horse shit. So, whoops, excuse me. I drifted a little bit there, but there's old Rosie the Riveter. Between Rosie and what I just mentioned there before I started rambling is that they created a world, artificial world for us. You know, they had it going on, and they had us a ring in our nose, and they were controlling our money, they were controlling everything. So they created the world I grew up into, the world of what I call Leave It to Beaver. I mean, everything was great. You had June and Ward and Wally and the good old Beaver. And family was tied. Hell, that's probably either the World Book or the Bible, probably the World Book. But they had family time. And June looked like a ballroom dress on all the time. And everything's great. Wally had, everybody, it was great. And things rolled along. That hook was being set really deep by those bankers along this time because we were rolling along, and they got that initiated that little strong arm group called the IRS, and started going out collecting from them and from everybody and on taxes and what have you. It got real bad in the 70s. But we started having about really waving bye to that era. People started waking up going, hell, what's wrong? We're not happy in the Vietnam War and everything. I was about Beaver's age, or between Beaver's age and Wally's age when I was going through this. But I can sure enough hear the song and remember the taste of those little peanut butter and jelly sandwiches that I'd watch and when I'd come home from school. There would be the Cleaver family. And so that era, as they're waving by, we had old Nixon, we had the Vietnam War and peace, love, dove, everything, Woodstock and everything else happening. And I'm telling you all this leading up to a point why I'm even doing this. And that I'm very, very serious because it's overlaying. It's actually the very thing that can save us is just education. That's basically it. And all you got to do is listen and follow a few suggestions and I can assure you, don't want to say how much, you might turn this into a money deal because this isn't going to work. If all you're looking for is a bunch of profit. It's not going to work for you internally. It'd work for you. You'd stack up a bunch of cash. But it's not going to work for what it's been given to me from the ambient for its purpose. The purpose is to educate people from control versus freedom, good versus bad, evil versus righteousness, whatever you want to look at it. But still on our timeline here of what I went through to come through all this, I was the hippie era and the whole 9 yards. Went to the Navy, did some really wild story there. But anyway, the Nixon took us off the gold standard, off the Brentwood Agreement, which we went totally fiat, which really meant that it's a good faith the American workers, us, and started taxing the whole 9 yards. And it's gone completely crazy. We have, since 1913, we've lost about 98% of our buying power with the damn dollar, but they're not going to tell you that because they manipulate with inflation and various things like that. That's not what I want to talk to you about, really. I want to Just laying the foundation here. Just laying the foundation. But our wonderful little country here, the great experiment, the shining deal on the hill and all that business is underwater. No matter how you look at it, what side of the thing you're on, the joke deal, level one, frontline fighting, crazy ass, political crap you're on, that's not where the battle's being really fought. But what's doing is causing the essence of what the people thought we lived in. The theme and the heart and the spirit of America really is there, but we have been commandeered. Our belief systems and having faith in our leaders has been compromised, to say the very damn least, and it's turned into a situation where our whole country is in peril. And it all really, as I was mentioned earlier, it comes down to this cat right here. And I could talk for hours and hours and hours. I've studied him for the last 15 years, and it all started with this cat right here. Actually, the theme of wanting more has gone back since Adam saw Eve and whoever else was hanging around about that time. And the first quorum, as ever made, was that third person, actually the fourth, because the third one could be bought off. And the beat was on. And really what it's all come down to from that very moment right there, if you don't buy into that theme or whatever blows your dress up, ever how it all started, the whole deal is this. It's come down to just gangs. Just an aggregation of theme of thought. If you can get a bigger aggregation of theme of thought, bigger than all this going on, doesn't make any difference what it's about. After a while, you've got your ass movement. Keep it growing, what have you. Before you know it, it's dominating and sucking in all these other things. It don't make any difference if it's Rothschilds or whoever. If you got the next big shiny object that gets enough focus of attention, people are going to start, where attention goes, energy flows. That's the seed of manifestation. You're going to build a world based on that reality. I call it becoming a manifestic. A manifestic is a being that can create their own reality from sheer thought. And hello, wake up and smell the roses. That's what you're doing right now. We'll talk a lot about that. That's what this project that I'm talking about is going to be. That's it. That is the whole gist of it. And I see Trump a lot. He's the big one that could. I see him standing in front of Andrew Jackson's picture a lot. You see it in there. And if you're have anyway been exposed to history, God, I never thought I would be. Didn't read the first damn book until I was out of high school of something about the Ancient Mariner, Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. Can you believe that? But I could catch football. Anyway, Andrew Jackson, when the first Bank of America came in, it was thrown out because it was usury, and they figured it out for what it was worth. But it come worming its way back in, and got in to call it the Second Bank of America, and a little snappy name, but it had nothing to do with America. It had a centralized bank, but the charter didn't get renewed, but then they was able to worm their way, or they came to the point to where they was going to be redoing their charters. It says here, and Andrew Jackson actually that's where he got his name, hickory stick, and took a stick and told them bankers to get the hell out, and they did. But they wormed their way back in 1913. And I tell you these things at the foundation because I'm damn serious about getting rid of this Federal Reserve Bank. Gruff, get rid of fake Fed. That is, do that and then bring the dollar to where it's truly supposed to be at value-wise. Then we can start over from scratch. But this is the theme of where I'm going with this whole deal. I'm going to make it very, very simple. For people, because they're mostly all going to be greed-based. That's fact. Hell, we know that. What's in it for me kind of deal. So there is sugar all over this. There's sugar all over this. But the biggest thing is that people are going to start understanding. And, so someone comes into this thing. And then I'm laying this on them in such a way that, by God, if they leave and they don't stand up, and if they don't stand up, I'll shame them. I mean, my goodness gracious, look at the shape of our world. Turn on the damn TV and see what they're doing up in Washington. And if we don't do something together and collect, everybody sits on their couch and what have you. They sit on the couch and they sit there and go, oh my God, look at that. But hell, I wish I could do something. But it's just me. Just me, can't do nothing. And that's pretty much true. That's pretty much true. But there's people out there that could get up off their ass and go carry a picket sign. Hell, I ain't going to do that. But if you're not going to do that, do you think they'd give them a damn penny? I'd give them a penny. I'd give them a penny. At least I would have put value into what they're doing. I would have recognized the value it means to me. If I want that group that has that sign, whatever's on that sign, if I'm not going to carry the damn sign, I would put a penny, a nickel, or a dime, a quarter, something in their little bucket, go buy gasoline, maybe a cheeseburger, while they're carrying that sign, while I can sit on my dead ass back there on my couch and watch them carry it on TV. That's where we're at. That's where we're at. And then if you was to have some way that not only could they do that and feel like they're doing something now, damn penny, nickel, or dime, quarter, while they're sitting there drinking a beer or having caviar, whatever they can feel like they're a part of, that is a good thing. A very good thing. A very good thing. And then you carry that further and say, hey, go out and find me some more people sit on their dead ass over there and flip a penny, nickel, dime, quarter. Whoever they watch that's out there, whoever they're following, whoever's out there, it doesn't make no difference. Just do something. And you know, that's value to us, because what I'm looking for, I'm looking to unify people's minds. We have got so much going on out there, so much, and we have people that can provide this content, this valuable content that we need, so that we can come together in a spot, a localized spot, like down by the river, fireside chat, whatever you want to call it, and we can all come together and share ideas and things free. And then there won't be a question. We know everybody. We vet them coming in. We know their heart. We have got stuff going on out there that we don't know what they're doing. What they're saying. My God, what they're doing. All this. I ain't got nothing to do with this stuff right here. I don't. It is total chaos, global chaos, and they're using that fear to keep the attention of the sheeple. And let me tell you something. My goal is to get people to stop. Stop for a moment. Let's look at some data, some facts that we've got, or at least let's get a consensus here on what we think the facts are. Before we react to these things, we're jumping every time that we hear something wiggle. We need to speak and think in a uniform manner, and that's what this is about. That's what I'm talking about here. I mean, it's kind of strange, isn't it? All this weather we're having, kind of strange when you figure. There's people out there that we need to hear from that we can trust, that'll tell us about these chemtrails. They'll tell us about HARP. We have good content providers. I call mine ISPs, Intelligence or Information Service Providers. I listen to Clyde Lewis, Jimmy Church, John B. Wells, over Joe Roop. I love his platform. Joe Roop at the Fringe FM, Rex Bear with the Leak Project, and a few others I'm missing. That's my mastermind group. That's my mastermind group. But I can't be there all the time, and I've damn sure got questions that I need answered. So this is what has been laid upon me, is to create, where we can get a million mind movement. Really? There's an outfit out there called, what is it called? I talk about it all the time. Medium. It's where barefoot riders can go and they can post on Medium. If their members see it, then they can go through a system where they can indicate that they like it. It goes through a logarithm thing, kind of like that. And then they can derive revenue from their content, their innate, their essence. And that's what we need. We need something like that. Something like that. I've created something that I'm going to be launching called the Rabbit Hole Herald. It's going to be something that's been near and dear to my heart for a long time. Who knows what the news? I can't trust the news. Can you? But if we had people that were part of our own group, that were members of the Rabbit Hole Herald, it'd be like a gumshoe society, if you even remember what that's civilians. You were investigators. Hell, we're investigators. We're seeing it. And, I didn't see no plane hit the Twin Towers. Someone supposedly did. Now, that's all Mickey, because there's people that also didn't see shit. So, but what I'm saying is that we've had people just simply join that want an education and have hardcore links and facts that we can post on this Rabbit Hole Herald. Anybody can post whatever. They can post a question that we as a collective group can come in and see and comment on it. If someone makes a comment, then what we can do is we can form another little group over here that says, I'm going to throw $1 in it, $5 in my little account, and throw them a penny, a nickel, a dime, a quarter when they make a good comment. My goodness gracious, people. And then you can take that concept right there. Take that concept right there. And when you're listening to, like when I'm listening to Clyde, or I'm listening to Jimmy, or I'm listening to John B. Wells, or any of my ISPs, or someone says, hey, did you see this over at SGT? That's another SGT report, and X22, and there's several, but there's so much of that good content out there that I would like to be able to absorb. I can't see it all. So I want to form this Rabbit Hole Herald where anybody can come, they can join if they're researchers and they want to collaborate with us. Because that's what we truly need. A people's army of eyes and ears. We'll pay. We'll pay for good content, for your comments. We'll pay. We'll pay. Gladly pay. I mean, they don't. We're going to build a platform called the Rabbit Hole Herald. It's going to look just like Facebook. We have got it built. It's just a matter of a couple of weeks before one of the programmers is in hospital, and then we're going to bring this thing out. Instead of doing likes and comments and retweets and these things like that, you can still do those things. But whoever posted that content, if it moved you, if you found out something you've been looking for, flip them a penny. We're going to monetize ourselves. And after 10 years plus, and a whole lot of money to put this together, I found a way to save this country by sitting on your couch and monetizing your research, your life. You could take this, what I'm talking about, and I'm going to share this with people, and you could create your own little reality deal, just video something. People love that. People flip you a penny, nickel, dime, or a quarter if they're sitting at the house, they're bored to tears, and you start something like a good friend of mine named Robbie. I told him to build something, build this, get him a camera and go down to that river like you do fishing, start pulling them 40-pounders out of there. You're going to get some people flipping you a penny, nickel, dime, or quarter, buddy. I'll guarantee you that. And we can do that across the nation, because if we don't do something soon, people are going to wake up. And they either got roboted out, AI'd out, something's going to give, or you're going to get older and the technology going to sweep you by. You better listen to me. You better start understanding that this is a gift from God. This is where you can monetize yourself. If you're drooling on the couch, you're working, in my opinion. I've done that a lot. Look at this. Look at what's come laying on my lap here. Is this Rabbit Hole Herald, the Silent Supporters Society, and the Seekers of Sanity. I'm going to be launching this. This could be bigger than some of these social platforms that you're seeing now. I've had many. I've talked to some of the biggest radio people. Clyde, I've been out there and seen him couple, 3 times. Jimmy, been out there a couple, 3 times. See Jim in California. I'm in Texas. I've met Rex Bear about 2 or 3 times up in his neck of the woods in Colorado. Been up there as a wonderful person trying to get a hold of John B. This deal's done. We'll stick a fork in it. I'll post this up on YouTube, but hit that that subscribe button so that you'll be able to know when I do the next one of these things. Because it's not going to be held right here. All these videos that I'm doing right now, the one you're listening to included, is going to be deleted when we go pro. When we actually come out for the world. Because there'll be tens of thousands with the audience of these people's got. This is going to be shiny penny when we come out. You need to recognize the value now. Because what I need help in is finding these other 150,000 podcasters that need help. They're demonetizing the YouTube people out there. We need to reach them and tell them, look, we've got a platform now that can help remonetize you because we've got something coming up in 2020. Please, this has been built, come to me from the ambient to help save this country, and what's taking place is very, very important. We're at that threshold. And we're going to teach people what's really going on. We're going to have all these people I mentioned. We're going to see shows that they've got. Jimmy's got, that Clyde's got, that Rex has got, that John B., if I can get a hold of him, has got. It doesn't matter. XGT, Dave at X22, and all these other intel service providers, what I call influencers, that you may know that I don't know. That's what value you can bring to me. Help me find them, because we need to reach millions of people. Because if we can, look at this, if we can reach millions of people and get them simply to sign up and put $1 in their account or whatever and be sitting there dormant and ready, we can we can start doing the same thing that Soros does. When we see something going on, and the problems in the past is that the little people like us, they didn't have a way to form, be able to move quickly to fortify the troops out there on the front line. We could do it instantly. We could do a broadcast and say, this is what's happening over in Portland or wherever it may be, Oconomowoc, Wisconsin, it doesn't matter. And they need 10,000 or whatever the case may be to get some supplies and what have you. We can broadcast that out. If we got 2, 3, 4 million people, boom, that's done within 15 seconds. Hello? Is anybody home? Can you hear me? There is American pride, people. You might throw water on some of them, get them all chasing that little shiny object, but the ones that created the objects in the past, I guess you might say now it's time where the students of yesteryear are now the teachers. You taught us. Look at what's happening. We got someone that's got a war going on behind him. In the back, the golden one up. This is what the objective I have here, to build a center that will have all of the influencers that are in harmony with us. That's the big broadcasters, like I just mentioned. We need more. And then we take and we monitor and we send value to those people. We flip those influencers. Every time they have a show, it's got a good guest on there, or those influencers right there, they struggle to do what they do. They're not getting filthy rich, but those influencers, when they have a good show on a good guest, we can what I do is call them dusting. We can flip them penny, nickel, or dime. It's no skin off our nose, but if we had 1 million people doing that, we can help those influencers. Are you with me? And if you help me find other people, there's value to that. And so there's a gratuity program for helping us find as many people as we can. Folks, it's coming in 2020. Spread this around. Spread this very video around. Even though it's going to be gone, we're sitting on a 5-gallon bucket in that little garage in Thousand Oaks, California, way back when the one cat said, hey, I think there's going to be one of these in everybody's house. But let me tell you something. Once you throw a little sweetness on chit-chatting, can you imagine how this little platform could be taken on just as a group of 500 or 600 people that the friends on your little, because it's going to look exactly like Twitter and Facebook, this platform we built, and you get a group of people and they all know what you do, and all of a sudden instead of chatting, you see that they've got 2,600 or 5,000 likes on there, what have you. You do the math. Do the math. And it's no skin off anybody's nose. It's penny power. Penny power. Anyway, this is Ramblin' Randy, and I'm glad I did this video. I feel pretty good about it. And hit that subscribe button, hit the notifications bell. You'll know when I'm going to have another show. And for God's sake, if you love this country, go out and have someone listen to this. Have them subscribe to this channel, because I've decided really the only way that I can teach people how to do this is just to tell them, just to let them sit and listen. And if they follow what I'm going to be covering, the topics I'm going to be covering, like right now, I'm sitting here listening to I'm going to go over to Truth Frequency
the world has ever known
and see what they're
has
doing.
been drawn.
And so that's what I do. I sit and I monitor, and then I'm going to report in. We're going to have a live chat where people can come in. They can make comments, and if someone makes a comment inside the chat room that has value and other people see it, they can flip them penny, nickel, dime, quarter. Isn't this going to be fun? Hit the subscribe button. Tell all you people. I hadn't even launched yet. So if you'll come and you'll subscribe, I'll teach you how to find these influencers. And if you can find one influencer that's got 10,000 followers and let's say half of them come over and sign up for free, there's value in that for you beyond your imagination. Look how much money that Facebook and them, and I'm going to show you how it's going to be done, penny, nickel, dime, quarter. And guess what? I'm not taking one penny, P-E-N-E-E, out of this deal. That's what our internal currency is. Nothing. Giving it to the world. And it's cost me about a half a M. But and I've learned something. I've done all this and paid it forward, but this is going to be a complete ecosystem. The second module that's going to come after we build a big foundation of $1 million or so, or even less, then I'm going to kick in module number 2. So I'm sure people will see value, and they'll do what the culture we're going to teach says, is that when you gain value of any form, be it a picture, an article you read, no matter where you read it, a video that you see, or that's monetized or demonetized, or what someone says in a lecture, it doesn't matter. Where you gain value, we teach to reciprocate with a small token of appreciation for the value that you've gained. And I always like to say, how much is a smile worth on a real bad day? A smile that makes you actually break out of it and kind of giggle halfway. Is it worth a damn penny? I think so. We can monetize ourselves, and we can insulate ourselves from what's going on topside in this crazy world. We can grow from the inside, blow a balloon inside of a little ecosystem inside of their chaos, and we can blow them up through attrition. And that's what manifestics do. I see it. We create our own reality from sheer thought. This is Ramblin' Randy, a.k.a. Jedi One, Red Eye, and various other names. Hit that subscribe button. Tell all your friends. I'll know if I see my users or followers or whatever it's called go from 5 that I have now. We hadn't gone live. Until I get a few more, I'll see. And then you'll get a gold star. And I'll tip you because that has great value. That will be a fair exchange of value. And I'll go over that again real soon. So until next time, it's the Jedi One. We down.